Welcome to lesson time. Here we go. It's lesson time. Diving in. Let's do it. And all right. I always like to be honest with you, and I'm telling you honestly, this is one of the hardest lessons for the entire year. It really is, because one of the hardest things to visualize and to work with are customary capacity units, the pints, the cups, the quarts, the gallons, and here we're going to be doing addition and subtraction in customary capacity units. So yes, be afraid, be very afraid, but also be reassured that if you find this confusing and difficult, that's normal. And if you just keep practicing it, you will get it, okay? Every student I've ever taught this to has been at least a little confused, and yet every student I've ever taught this to, when we sit down in a small group, we sit down one-on-one and we go through some of the stuff, they always get it. So you will get it. It's just going to take a little work. Let's begin. Let's start. Great opening review here is just remembering how many what's in a what's a who's it. So 1 gallon is 4 quarts. Remember that? So then if you have a gallon and 1 quart, that would give you a total of, well, 4 and 1 are 5 quarts. See that? 1 gallon, 3 quarts would be 4 quarts in that gallon, plus 3 more is 7 quarts. How about 2 gallons? 8 quarts, 4 in each gallon. 9, going the other way now, 9 quarts. When we decompose out, 4 would make a gallon, another 4 would make a gallon, and that leaves 1, so 2 gallons and 1 quart. 15 quarts, well, we can go 4, 8, 12, right, because we're counting how many quarts in a gallon. 4, 8, 12, and that leaves 3 left over there. So 3 gallons, 3 quarts. 1 quart is how many pints? Yes, 2, that's right. There are 2 pints in a quart. That's it. So then 2 quarts is, well, twice as many, right? 4 pints, okay. 4 quarts, just do times 2 because there's 2 pints in a quart. 8 pints. 10 pints. Oh, whoa, now we're going the other way. Okay, so now you have 10 pints. Every 2 of those is going to make a quart. All right, so you're dividing by 2 now. So you'd have 5 quarts. See that? All right, so now 20 pints, okay, there are 2 pints in a quart, so we're going to divide 20 pints by 2 to get 10 quarts, all right. Now let's say you had 11 pints. Okay, so similar to that, the same as the first one we did there, we're going to have the 5 quarts we can pull out with 1 left over. If you wrote this out as long division, 11 divided by 2 would be 5, remainder 1. You see how that works? Get it? It's cute, isn't it? It's so cute. All right, 1 gallon now is how many pints? Okay, we know that we already did. There's 4 quarts in a gallon, but then each of those 4 quarts has 2 pints in it. This can be double, so it's going to be 2 times 4 is 8. Okay, so remember that, 8 pints in a gallon. Okay, so then 2 gallons would be, well, if there's 8 pints in a gallon, 2 times 8 is 16, all right? 6 gallons, oh, now they're making us think. 6 times 8 would be 48 pints, okay, because there are 8 pints in a gallon. Now we're getting to the lesson, all right? It's going to start off a little bit easier and then ramp up, and then we get to subtraction. We all need to take a big breath and maybe, pause the video and go for a walk. All right, 5 quarts is how many gallons in quarts? All right, well, 4 of those quarts will give me a gallon with 1 left over. Okay, got that? Now, we're going to do it something similar here. We're going to add, all right? See, so this was a straightforward conversion, right? Just saying 5 quarts is how many gallons in quarts. Now here, 2 quarts plus 3 quarts is 5 quarts. This is what we just did, right? How many gallons in quarts is that? Well, we just did it. It's, you pull out the 4 quarts, that's 1 gallon, leaving 1 more quart. Here it is written out with the full decomposition, okay? So 2 quarts and 3 quarts is 5 quarts. We decompose 4 quarts and 1 quart. The 4 quarts is a gallon. 1 quart left over. Remember, we can also think of this as division. 5 divided by 4 is 1 remainder 1. Interesting. This is the easy example, friends. So I'm giving you all the detail here so when we get to the harder stuff, you know how it works. All right, step it up just a little bit. 3 quarts and 3 quarts is, well, intermediate step is 6 quarts. All right, so now how many gallons and quarts is that? Well, we'll pull out the 4 quarts to make 1 gallon, and that leaves 2 quarts left over. So 1 gallon and 2 quarts. Cups! Remember our little cup, friends? 2 cups and 3 cups is 5 cups. Okay, good. Now, what can we make that? What can we decompose 5 cups into? Well, 2 cups in a pint, right? So this could be how many pints? 2 pints with 1 cup left over. Oh, but 2 pints is also equal to 1 quart. So 1 quart and 1 cup. This is where the head starts to hurt, right? 1 quart and 1 cup. You see how we went from cups, skipped over pints to quarts, but I took you through it. So we could also say 2 pints and 1 cup. See how this works here? Pull 2 cups in a pint. So we pull out 2 pints. We'll use 1 over. 2 pints is equal to a quart. That's why we have 2 different answers we could give here. All right, let's do another one like that. So 3 gallons and 1 quart plus 3 quarts. Okay, well the intermediate step is 3 gallons and, well, 1 and 3 is 4 quarts. Now how many quarts is that all together? Well, each gallon contains 4 quarts, right? So 3 times 4 is 12 plus the 4 here, so a total of 16 quarts. But what could we have said otherwise? Look back here. 3 gallons and 4 quarts. Oh, 4 quarts is a gallon, isn't it? So this is also equal to 4 gallons. Confused yet? I hope not. I hope we're keeping it together here. Okay, because it gets harder. 17 quarts, 3 cups. You should notice right off, ooh, they hopped over pints, didn't they? Right? We have quarts and cups here, plus 1 cup. All right, so 17 quarts, 4 cups. What would we do next? Oh, 4 cups is equal to, well, 2 pints, right? And 2 pints is equal to 1 quart. So how many quarts altogether? These 4 cups are a quart. All right, so 18 quarts altogether. But how many cups? Let's go back a step. 17 quarts has 4 cups in each of those quarts. So 17 times 4. Well, we can do that in our heads. Do 10 times 4 is 40. 7 times 4 is 28. 40 and 28 are 68 plus these 4, 72. Okay, which we already said is also equal to 18 quarts. Okay? Woo! Hold on to handlebars. Because 18 quarts is how many gallons in quarts? Well, there's 4 quarts in a gallon, right? So divide those 18 quarts into gallons. Divide by 4. Well, 18 divided by 4. 4, 8, 12, 16. So 4 gallons. What's the remainder? 18 minus 16 is 2. So 4 gallons, 2 quarts. Got it? All right. And when you look at this one, you notice there's some hopping over going on here. That's what makes these tricky, is because the units aren't side by side. We kind of hop over quarts here. We have gallons and pints, and quarts fall in between there, right? So 4 gallons, 7 pints plus 7 pints. Intermediate answer is 4 gallons. Well, 7 and 7 are 14 pints. Okay, what would we do next? All right, let's put it all into pints. How many pints in a gallon? Okay, well, 2 pints make a quart, right? And there are 4 quarts in a gallon. So there are 8 pints in a gallon. All right, so if we take those 4 gallons times 8, it's 32, plus 14 is 46. So 46 pints, but we could have done something else, couldn't we? always, right? What could we have said otherwise? Okay, we could put it into gallons and pints. Ah, because 14 pints, does that make a gallon? Oh yeah, we just said that there were 8 pints in a gallon. So we'll decompose out the 8. So that would give us 5 gallons. And 14 minus 8 leaves how many pints? 6 pints. 5 gallons, 6 pints. Yeah. So that's as hard as it gets for addition. And believe me, it's true. It's going to get wacky subtracty here. As always, subtraction is a little more difficult. It requires a little more time and thought and work. But as I said at the beginning, you can get this. It just takes some practice, okay? Here, let's begin. So we're going to start off with something, try off with something simple. Okay, 1 quart minus 3 cups. Okay, notice that we're doing another unit hop, aren't we? Pints come in between quarts and cups. So let's decompose the quart. The quart is 2 pints, which is 4 cups, right? Because each of those 2 pints has 2 cups in it. So now, now it's easy. Now it's 4 cups minus 3 cups. That we can do, right? See, so all you have to do here is do the conversion first, and then the subtraction is very straightforward. Okay, so 1 cup is the difference. Okay, so now here's a similar one. 8 quarts minus 3 cups. Well, 8 quarts, can we put that into cups? We just said that how many cups in a quart? Well, here's the 2 pints that are in a quart, and each of those 2 pints has 2 cups in it, so there's 4 cups in 1 quart. So 8 times 4 will give us how many cups are in those quarts? 32. Okay. Another way to decompose it. So we could do 32 minus 3 cups and get 29 cups. Here's another way, is that we can, and this is how I always talk about back when we're doing fractions, we can set aside 7 of those quarts. So we have 8 quarts, picture them, set aside 7 of them, and then take 1 of them and pour it into 4 cups. So now we have 7 quarts set aside and 4 cups. And we can just take 3 of those cups away. So final answer would be 7 quarts, 1 cup. Nice, huh? Okay. So now this is similar, but now we have this little cup hanging out here. And again, notice we're hopping over pints. So that's the double conversion that makes this a little more challenging. All right, so let's do it with that second method where we take those 8 quarts. Let's take 7 of them and set them aside. And then that 8th quart is 4 cups, plus the 1 cup that's already there is 5 cups. See that? 7 set aside. That 8th quart we pour out into 4 cups, and we already had 1 cup here, so 5 cups. So now the subtraction is very straightforward. 7 quarts, 5 cups, minus 3 cups, 7 quarts, 2 cups. All right, good. Done with that one. Okay, now this is similar but different because now we're subtracting quarts and cups. All right, a couple ways you can go about this, but we do see we need to basically regroup. This is the same as regrouping we did in regular old subtraction and subtraction with fractions and with decimals. It's the same concept here. We have to regroup. So we can take the 8 quarts, set aside 7 of them, pour out, and we just did this, so same number here. So pour out the 8th quart into 4 cups with the 1 cup we already had, so 7 quarts and 5 cups. Now we can just do some straight on subtraction, right? 7 quarts minus 6 quarts leaves 1 quart. 5 cups minus 3 cups leaves 2 cups. 1 quart, 2 cups. Good? So you see, all you have to do is slow down and take your time and work through these, and they will get to be a little bit easier in time. All right, now you notice here we have 9 gallons minus 4 quarts. We see we need to regroup because we only have 2 quarts here. Now, is it already starting to get a little easy, right? Those 9 gallons, we're going to set aside 8 of them. And that 9th gallon, we're going to pour out as 4 quarts with the 2 quarts we already had. So we set aside 8 gallons, and we have 6 quarts. Now, straightforward to subtract 4 quarts. 8 gallons, 2 quarts. Yes, yes, good. Here, we're hopping over pints again, so we have that double conversion factor to work with, but 12 quarts, 1 cup, minus 5 quarts, 2 cups. Okay, see, we're doing 1 cup minus 2 cups. That's why we need to regroup. You don't just automatically regroup. For example, if this was 12 quarts, 3 cups, we could just subtract. We have to regroup because we can't subtract 1 cup minus 2 cup. So 11 quarts, we're just going to set aside. One of those quarts we pour out into 4 cups with the 1 cup already present, total of 5 cups. Now we can subtract. 11 quarts minus 5 quarts leaves 6 quarts. 5 cups minus 2 cups leaves 3 cups. Woo! So if you're still hanging on here, that's great, because this is about as hard as it gets right here. 7 gallons, 3 pints. And notice we're hopping over quarts there. Minus 2 gallons, 7 pints. And you see we need to regroup because we can't do 3 minus 7. So you know how it goes already, right? We're going to set aside 5 of those gallons. One of them, ooh, how many pints are in there? Do you recall? There are 8 pints in that gallon. And if you forgot, you'd have to rethink that, maybe even draw something to show, okay, here's a gallon, 4 quarts, each quart has 2 pints, total of 8 pints. Okay, so 5 gallons set aside. That 6th gallon we pour out into 8 pints with the 3 pints already present. So 11 pints. So we've regrouped here. 5 gallons, 11 pints, minus 2 gallons, 7 pints. Now it's just straight on subtraction, right? 3 gallons and 4 pints. Excellent. Whoa, you made it through the basics of the lesson there. You're on to the problem set where you'll be doing more of this. Practicing it, okay? This is an essential one. This one can be tricky until, it's one of those things that's really hard until you just kind of get over the hump there and then you're like, oh, okay, I got this. You have that I got this moment after the confusion disperses. So look, just straight on, addition and subtraction here. Addition and subtraction. And then they give you a word problem to do. So the capacity is 3 quarts. There's 1 quart, 3 cups in there. Now, when you draw the tape, you're going to draw the 3 quarts, right? And then that part of it is 1 quart, 3 cups already in there. We want to know the unknown part. So 1 tape you would draw for this. And then another word problem here. First, we want the total it makes, right? So we'll be adding, but look what you're adding. Oh, they want to make it hard. We have pints, we have cups, we have gallons and quarts, we have quarts, and you have to add all that together. So different ways you can go about it. I've seen students put everything into cups and add it all together that way, or maybe add this 1 gallon, 1 quart to 3 quarts, and then convert that, and then add in the 5 pint and take it step by step. However you want to do it, as long as you get to the right place. All right, how many more cups could she add to make it the exact number? You know, like what would be, so if it ended up being, and it doesn't, I'm just saying, like if it was 3 gallons, 15 cups, 1 more cup would take you to 4 gallons. That's what that question's asking. Exit ticket is just a little bit of addition and subtraction with 1 word problem. And you know what to do when you hit homework. Head over to my homework time video and do the homework there with me, step by step, question by excruciating question. Well, I had fun. I hope you did too. And if you didn't, go back and watch it again. Have fun this time. All right, so I'll see you again next time. It is, once again, lesson time.